Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars, welcome to another PlayStation gameplay. Today's gameplay is for a real-time strategy game called Northgard. Now this was released back on the PlayStation in October 2019, I believe. It's a game that completely went over my radar, or under my radar. I've not even heard of this game, and then in the recent sale that's just come on in the PlayStation Store, I saw this game. It looked really interesting to me. It just looked a game that was right up my alley, and I paid $12.99 in the most recent sale for this. Now, what do you get with Northgard? Well, as I mentioned, this is a real-time strategy game, and the best way to describe this game is almost like it's like Civilization crossed with Settlers, almost. And it's crammed full of like Viking mythology. It's a Viking themed game. You get a couple of you get three options essentially on how to play this game. You've got a single player, which essentially is like a sandbox mode, so you can create the game that you want and make and customize it how you want. There is a story mode and there is a multiplayer. So there is a multiplayer option on this game if that's what you want to do. I've focused mainly on the story mode and the single player mode. Now the story mode I've actually quite enjoyed. You start off with you're like an established Viking clan. You are attacked and invaded and left with nothing, and you have to start again, and it's your job to start from nothing while at the same time build up enough strength and forces to take the revenge on those that took everything from you. So this is like a building game. So what you need to do essentially in this game is you need a number of things to survive. You need food, you need wood, you need your clan to be happy, you need coins, and to some degree you need stone and iron as well as other resources, but those are the main ones that you will need. So at the start of building your village, you will need to be wary of that you need to feed everybody, and you're going to need wood to build, etc. So you can build things like hunting lodges. It's like different territories. You can only build a certain amount of buildings in like one small section of the map. It might be 3 buildings, it might be 4 buildings. You can extend that by one by expanding that zone with like using coin, but early on in the game you won't be able to do that. You've got a number of buildings that you can put on that section of the map. Now if that section of the map is like a place to fish, then it makes sense to put a fishing hut so that you can get some food. If it's got animals to hunt, it makes sense to put a hunting lodge. If it's got some sheep walking about, it makes sense to put like a sheep pen. These will all add towards the food value of your camp. If there's loads of trees, it makes sense to put like a wood chopping hut down there. And then as you expand your clan and the zones that you're in, you're going to need other things like marketplaces so that you can trade and make coins. You're going to need training camps for your warriors, and there's a number of training camps you can put down. Some will just be basic soldiers, some will be shield carriers, some will be axe throwers, so on and so forth. And you need to build the force of your warriors, because to move on to the next zones, you need 2 things. You need a scout that's going to scout these zones out, but also these zones may be occupied by a number of things. They may be occupied by wildlife, like wolves or bears, or they may be occupied by other Vikings from other clans, or they may be occupied by more mythical beasts, like possessed Viking warriors or other mythical beasts. And I don't want to spoil it if you are going to get this game. So you're going to need all these things to expand your base out. You need to obviously keep your clan happy. And that's the biggest challenge I've found with this game. You think when you first start it with these lovely, cute, cartoony graphics, it's going to be a doddle to play. And it actually is far from that. You've got to be quite savvy and clever in what you do and how you do it and where you place certain things. And the first 2 or 3 hours is very much a learning process. Learning how to balance the food, the wood, the happiness of the camp. You need to also build houses. Because you need to expand the camp. You start off with a small number in your clan. Your main building will generate more people that will be drawn to your clan. The happier the camp, the faster that meter will fill up. And the more houses that you have put, then the more clan members you can recruit in, because each section needs 1 or 2 workers. So you need woodcutters, so you're going to have to assign someone there. You need someone in the hunting lodge, you need healers, you need people to run the marketplace, you need people to run the breweries. Everything that you place down, basically, you're going to need someone to run it. So you need to expand cleverly and sensibly. And also you need to prepare for a number of environmental issues. The heavy winters, some of them are generally always bad because you can't harvest the fields and things like that so much in the winter. So you need to make sure you've stored enough food to last the winter. And some winters are much harsher than others. There will be other environmental events like natural disasters and things like that that will affect your camp. They can damage buildings. You need to repair them. There'll be like long downpours of rain. You're going to need law masters. There'll be some sections that you go to that you can assign a law master to certain ruins to look through them. And once you've unlocked enough law, you can then add little buffs to your camp, like, you know, extra coins and extra food resources, etc. And it's basically a skill tree, and it's up to you to choose which ones will be more advantageous to your clan. So you keep expanding, you keep growing your clan, you keep growing your warriors as well, because you're going to need fit, healthy warriors to expand your base and attack other bases, but also you can be attacked as well, so you need to be ready for that. They will attack certain sections of your camp. Your normal villagers will defend it, but they aren't as skilled as your warriors, so you need to be smart really in how you do that and where you place your warriors, because sometimes they'll be running off across half the map to try and defend one of your sections that's quite important to you. The clan won't grow if it's unhappy or there's not enough houses, so you need to balance things. And obviously the more people that are in your base, in your clan, the more food you're going to need. So it's ever expanding, and you've got to always be pretty clever in how you do it. But to be honest, this game has really taken me by surprise. I love a good strategy game. This one's really addictive. It looks very nice, and it's got a really, really addictive gameplay loop. And it's not massively complicated to learn and pick up either. It takes a couple of hours to get used to it, but the hardest thing is balancing out all the things that you need to understand, like the food and the wood and all the rest of it. But putting that all aside, I have to say I'm having a really good time with this game, and if you could pick it up at a sale as well, I would highly recommend it. I'm going to give this one a very, very strong 8 out of 10. Definitely worth paying if you like these sort of strategy games. So thank you very much for watching, everybody.